Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Health 360. On the show this week, a quick lowdown on how to keep your brain sharp and delay early onset of dementia. Also on the show, just why are Salman and Shah Rukh Khan sleeping for less than 4 hours a day? And how bad is this habit? We'll also tell you why younger people are dropping dead during workouts and during dance performances. Videos continue to surface from across the country. I'm Sneha Mordani. This is Health 360. Sleeping less than 4 hours a day like Salman and Shah Rukh Khan. Guess what? That is not cool. It's not okay and you need to fix it ASAP. We'll tell you why in this report. Seven hours a day, but just once a month. That is how poorly superstar Salman Khan sleeps. Salman recently spoke about how he sleeps for just 2 hours a day.
I go to sleep at 2:30 am and wake up around 5 or 5:30 am. I sleep for 3 to 4 hours only.
Shah Rukh Khan also says he sleeps for about 4 hours every day. That too between 5 am and 9 am. The poor sleep hygiene of both these celebrities has put the focus on chronic sleep deprivation, which has serious consequences.
See, the amount of sleep which is needed to anybody function properly varies with age and lifespan. It is highly individualistic, and so there are short sleepers and long sleepers, but on an average, and as per recommendations of American Academy of Sleep Sciences and National Sleep Foundation, an average amount of sleep needed for a person to function properly is usually 6 to 8 hours.
But many, not just Salman and SRK, say that they manage with less sleep and often do not feel the need for more hours.
There are three problems which a person may face in which he will need to go to a sleep doctor. One is insomnia, second is hypersomnia, and third is parasomnia. Insomnia is inability to sleep or inability to maintain sleep. Hypersomnia is excessive sleepiness in spite of a good night's sleep. And parasomnia is abnormal movement or behavior during sleep. Among these three problems which the person is facing, there are 86 known sleep disorders.
Chronic sleep deprivation can have both short-term and long-term health repercussions. Sleep plays a crucial role in maintaining various bodily functions. Do not make the mistake of underestimating poor sleep. If you're not sleeping well, there's a big concern there. While consistently getting inadequate rest can lead to severe health conditions. Short-term effects of sleep deprivation: impaired cognitive function, mood swings, irritability, reduced productivity, headaches and fatigue, slower reaction time. These are the short-term problems associated with sleep deprivation. But there are long-term problems as well. Increased risk of obesity, type 2 diabetes and dementia.
For insomnia, there is a lot of psychological help and behavioral modifications are needed. The medications which you pop up for sleeping are usually just as short-term aids. We need to search for the cause of insomnia but not able to sleep. For hypersomnia, again we need to see the cause. If you have a sleep apnea, then we give a device which pushes air into your airway. You have to wear that device during sleep, and it keeps the airway open. For narcolepsy, then there are rare, there are many medications which are given, and then there's some behavioral, like naps are advised. For parasomnia, there are medications. There is abnormal movement in behavior.
Sleep is not just a break from daily activities. It's a fundamental process that allows the body and mind to function optimally. Whether you are a celebrity or an average person, prioritizing sleep is essential for maintaining good health, productivity, and overall well-being. A video of a 23-year-old young woman dropping dead, face down, while dancing has surfaced once again in India, raising questions and shocking the country, given that many of these videos, similar videos, have been surfacing in the last few months or so. Questions are being raised on what exactly is going on, just why so many young people are dying in this fashion. We'll tell you more in this report. This video surfaced a few days ago and has gone viral. 23-year-old Parinita Jain collapses and dies at a cousin's wedding. The shocking video putting the spotlight again on why just so many people are dying of heart attacks. A similar case where a 16-year-old girl in Telangana's Mahbubnagar district collapsed and died while performing at a school farewell function. And there have been just so many more instances. So there are two things that are being now seen. One, which is an increase in heart attacks in the younger population, and also increase in the number of women suffering from heart disease.
In the last 10 years, there has been a 2% increase per year in number of attacks in young individuals. So pre-COVID also there was an increase in younger individuals being affected by heart diseases. Post-COVID, we don't have exact data, but the surge appears to be higher. Because of the virus per se, inflammation, it can cause your blood to get clot in the arteries or in the veins, leading to cardiac issues. Other than this thing, because a lot of people, they lost their jobs during this era, so the depression crept.
Major risk factors for heart attacks are diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol, smoking, and family history of heart diseases. Increasing stress, lack of exercise, poor eating habits, and inadequate sleep are making even young adults and women vulnerable to heart attacks. These should be the big red flags.
Diabetes, sugar, hypertension, increased blood pressure, obesity. Then comes dyslipidemia or abnormal cholesterol levels, tobacco and in any form smoking or chewable tobacco, they can both lead to cardiac diseases early than it was supposed to happen. Lack of exercise or sedentary lifestyle. Recently, we have also seen the patients who are mentally disturbed or depressed can also develop heart diseases at a very early age. There can be genetic predisposition to heart diseases.
The timing of surge in heart attacks is suspected to be directly related to the COVID pandemic. The COVID virus, once inside the body, can cause the heart to be inflamed. This condition is known as myocarditis. This further makes it hard for the heart to pump blood throughout the body. It's not the vaccines. The Indian Council of Medical Research has said it. But COVID linked to heart attacks and heart ailments has been established. So how does one prevent a heart attack?
By doing regular checkups, by keeping your BP and sugar under control. If you are obese, try to lose weight by proper measures. Get an active life. Do at least 30 minutes of moderate intensity exercise. We take a lot of saturated fats, ghee, cheese, butter. We take a lot of sugars. So these things should be avoided. Processed food is a definite sure shot no.
First is check yourself for risk factors and already existing heart conditions if you have any. Then comes care. How do you care for your heart? You must make sure that you eat healthy diet, which is low in fat, low in carbohydrate. You must make sure that you achieve and maintain an ideal body weight. The third C is consult. Once you have checked for risk factors, you know what to care about, but you must consult a doctor. Last C is cure. If you have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, you must take medicines.
When it comes to preventive health checkups, when should you do one? And how frequently should you do it?
Earlier there was a concept that we had a cut-off ages based on the guidelines, and the cut-off age was 35 years, and that is the time when we start checking once. But nowadays we have a couple of patients who were as young as 7 to 8 years in the last month, for which we had to do an angioplasty. So, but this patient had a very strong family history. So, in an average, we don't recommend such young kids to undergo checkups, but a person at the age of 18 years, I feel, is the best time to start checking oneself.
Are cardiac ailments more common in men than women? Or are women also becoming vulnerable?
Usually it was thought that the young women, especially those before the menopause, had a lot of protective effect because of estrogens, and which it is. But once the menopause is gone, then the beneficial effects of estrogen are no longer there, and many of these ladies have more risk of getting heart attacks. So much so that it almost equals or maybe even more than that of men by the age of 70 or late 60s. We must get our cholesterol checked at least once, and if the bad cholesterol, which is the LDL, it is high, or if the lipoprotein small a is high, it means that the risk of getting heart attack is more.
In our next report, we'll tell you why and how early onset of dementia can be avoided to a great extent. Read the tell-all signs and do what you should be doing to keep your brain sharp. Dementia, a condition often associated with the aging population, often considered inevitable, irreversible. India has a growing burden of patients living with dementia. According to a 2020 report by the Alzheimer's and Related Disorders Society of India, an estimated 5.3 million people above the age of 60 have dementia in the country. Dementia is common in people over 65 years, but also is seen in the younger population, people in their 50s. Medical experts say that there is a tendency to ignore early signs of dementia, and most patients are brought for medical help when their disease is in advanced stages.
The problem is twofold. So one is that Alzheimer's patients are mostly elderly, and the second is the early onset signs of dementia are very subtle. So sometimes because of the patient's age, we presume that he is not responding or he is responding slowly to certain functions of the body, and that is why especially early stages, there are very high chances that you won't recognize that the patient has dementia.
What is worse is that there is lack of awareness and stigma associated with this disease.
Stigma and discrimination often happens in the patients, especially in their workplaces. Like if a patient would supposedly lose their previously existing skills of having some kind of impairment in calculation, difficulty in navigation, often results in very low self-esteem, low motivation.
What also is not widely acknowledged is that problems associated with dementia can be dealt with early in life.
There are a lot of trials which suggest that if the patients are sleep deprived, there is a high likelihood that they won't be able to retain their memory skills, or they would be losing their memory skills gradually and slowly. Patients who are there affected from dementia are in their later ages, like 70s and 80s, and they are more predisposed to vascular ailments like a stroke. So we often ask our patients to keep their lifestyle, to have a lifestyle modification, to keep their BP in check, to keep their sugars in control.
Experts underscore the importance of lifestyle changes that would help early in life.
There is a diet known as Mediterranean dash diet. We call it mind diet, in which we have a certain type of diet which actually helps prevention of dementia and slowing its progression. If you consume regular amount of alcohol in large quantities, or you do binge drinking, then alcohol directly as well as indirectly through these deficiency of vitamins, it can lead to damage to the brain and lead to dementia, and also direct damage to the brain in the form of loss of concentration, memory, judgment, executive functions.
Attention is basically concentration towards a particular stimulus and able to sustain it. That is very important. So what happens that people might be exposed to a lot of stimuli, a lot of multitasking in their activities of daily living, and they are not adequately able to remember that particular task. Do some memory exercises, like basically getting involved in some Sudoku, solving some crosswords, doing some Scrabble exercises.
আমি নতুন ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ শেখার চেষ্টা করছি. What did I just do? I spoke in Bangla. I learned a new language, which is a great way of keeping your brain sharp. So if you want to keep dementia at bay and start early in life, do it. Learn a new language. Pick up a musical instrument and learn it. Sometimes I also use my left hand to do things. Maybe also to use my phone to type using my left hand when I'm actually a right-handed person. I'm challenging my brain. I'm forcing it to work harder and think about things that I can do using my left hand when I'm not left-handed. Also, board games like chess, for example. Puzzles, who would have thought? A game of puzzle with your child is just going to help you keeping your brain sharp. This is a great way of keeping your brain sharp. Also, this is my personal favorite. This is in fact using colors, color pencils. Pick up a coloring book and color. Art, paint, all of this keeps your brain sharp. This again is interesting. Crossword puzzles, simple to find in our newspapers every single day. Anything that's enjoyable of this kind that challenges your brain, improves your reasoning power, is great for your brain. It's going to keep dementia at bay, is what research suggests. Studying a new language at any age can lead to stronger problem solving and creative thinking skills, improved vocabulary, greater reading comprehension, and increased ability to multitask. A lot of people nowadays talk about how one meal a day is good enough for them, and they manage well. Shah Rukh has spoken about how he eats just once a day. Is that really healthy? Should everybody be doing it? What are the benefits? What are the pros? And what are the cons? We tell you all about it in this report.
मैं बहुत बेसिक स्प्राउट्स खाता हूँ, ग्रिल्ड चिकन खाता हूँ, ब्रोकली खाता हूँ और समटाइम्स अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ दाल. और यही मैं बार बार खाता हूँ, लगातार खाता हूँ, हमेशा खाता हूँ, दिन में 2 बार खाता हूँ, पूरा साल यही खाता हूँ.
It's King Khan's fitness mantra and has a following among other celebrities too. Bruce Springsteen, Chris Martin, and more stars who only eat one meal a day. These movie stars have opened up about the extreme dietary regimen, keeping them in shape. And it consists of eating only one meal a day, otherwise known as the OMAD diet.
So the one meal a day, I, as Ryan Fernando, would endorse it because in one time you're getting all the calories. You eat about a 11 to 1200 calorie meal. Now those who are small eaters can't do this because like me, my stomach is small. To eat 1200 calories is the equivalent of a 100 kg man eating a large meal. So sometimes it's very difficult to do, but it brings about an amazing weight loss. So the OMAD is an amazing diet. I would endorse it blindly. Unfortunately, the human race is not ready for OMAD because all of us have been brought up when we get up to have breakfast, then to have lunch, and then to have dinner. So psychologically, people will fail to comply to an OMAD because when they finish that one meal a day, they'll be like, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry.
The other diet that celebrities swear by is the monotrophic diet, which involves eating the same food on a daily basis. The Beckhams recently shared in an interview with the UK Telegraph that they have been eating the same meal, grilled fish and steamed vegetables, for 25 years.
I'm married to someone that has eaten the same thing for the last 25 years. Since I've met her, Victoria, she only eats, grilled fish, steamed vegetables. She'll very rarely deviate away from there.
Similarly, Bollywood star Anushka Sharma also says that she follows the monotrophic diet.
I do eat the same thing almost every day sometimes, especially when I'm filming a movie. I just eat the same thing. So there have been times where I've had khichdi and bengan bhaja for a month straight for dinner, and that's all I've eaten. Or I will have idli sambar for breakfast. Like, I literally think I ate idli sambar for breakfast for maybe like 6 months.
But the flaw with having the same diet for years together is that it may lack in some nutrients.
You should not try this diet if you have diabetes, hypertension, or any medical condition. In such a case, consult your medical physician.
It's time for a quick commercial break here on the show. Much more news around health and fitness on the other side.